Hello, hello. Welcome again to the All In podcast with Nate Peo. Of course, I'm your host, Nate Peo, joined today with guest Ruben Alvarez. Sales will bring you money, but your brand will bring you. Sorry, I got to scroll past that. It just said leg, bring you leg. I was like, okay. Ruben Alvarez has become the go-to expert for creating a brand. His main message, sales will bring you money, but brand will bring you legacy. When you create a brand, you give yourself freedom. You no longer need to worry about losing customers, pricing discounts, and other minimal issues. The brand is not you. It's for your business, your customers, and your employees. They need to see you win. A well put together brand will tell your story without you ever opening your mouth to speak. Customers will repeat the story for you and explain to others who you are and what you stand for. A business cannot replicate the sales it did last month. Without the salespeople, is doomed. Brand is your all. Welcome to the show, Ruben. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Yeah, like that's pretty much my core message right there.
All right, we covered it. We're good. No, I totally appreciate you coming on the show. Excited to get to talking because I believe branding, specifically personal branding, is super, super important. I think the way the COVID pandemic kind of got people adapted to working remotely,
Mhm.
working virtually is going to lead to a massive shift of opportunities for people to build businesses, build careers, get
Yeah.
jobs they wouldn't have had thought possible, and they're going to do it through creating their own personal brands. And then there's the people I think they're going to be sitting on the sidelines and say, hey, I don't need to get a personal brand. I don't need to do anything like that. And I think they're going to find themselves in a little bit of trouble trying to get their resume to stand out amongst everybody else's. And the resume is going to kind of be dead. And then, of course, you need the personal brand for business because it's going to be people are the face of the company. It's
Yes.
the days of the logo, the marketing. Um, those will happen if you're like a huge Coca-Cola, but for most of us doing small businesses, growing to bigger businesses, you're going to need to be the face of your company, even if it has its own identity. So, love to get started chatting about that. So, how did you get involved with building brands?
So, me and you kind of just spoke about this a little bit, but like I was working at a manufacturing facility for about like 9 years, and I was doing sales and marketing for them, and I was like the sales manager. My whole thing was like I'm gonna become a partner one day, right? And like I was inching for like the six figures, and that like my thing, I'm like I want to become a millionaire. Never understood how. I'm like, but I'm just gonna keep working towards it. One day it'll happen, type of thing. If I become a partner, maybe there's more money. I don't know. I'm going for it, right? April 2019, owner sells the company after 9 years of me being there and goes, good job, gives me a check for like a bonus that was pretty much worth nothing, and goes, I'm sorry, I had to do what I had to do. I'm like, all right, cool. So my wife, she's the graphic designer for the company at that time. And I decide to go to like this conference or whatever. I get a coach. Coach calls me before I even go to the conference. He's one of the speakers. Tells me you need to start a business as a tax write-off because that's what's going to give you a huge tax write-off, right? We decided to start the business. The business actually becomes a real business, right? She becomes like the main graphic designer, one of the business owners. I become one of the co-owners as well, and I start doing the sales and the marketing. And since I've been doing it for manufacturers, I kind of understand the sales of like business to business, the distribution, why somebody would sell it direct, why somebody wouldn't. So we start working with some manufacturers, right? We start working with some businesses. Long and behold, like I start putting some like, dude, we have, because we hired a few people, we have a business now, right? We have a business, we have people who can do graphic design. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna start doing my own thing too, right? Like that'd be super cool. I could finally have like a really cool Instagram. All these coaches start hitting me up and they go, wow, your stuff's so well put together. Like, do you do this for like, people who aren't in the business to business world? And I'm like, well, sure, let's figure this out. Let's see what happens, right? So I start doing it for coaches. And then that's pretty much how my business took off. And I have those two core sectors that we work on. We either work for with businesses and manufacturers or we work with coaches.
Mm-hmm. And that's quite a different perspective of the people you're working with, because
Yes.
I think a coach is going to go, obviously you need a personal brand. You're going to put yourself out there. It's Instagram. Manufacturers, like I came from construction building materials. So marketing for them is like a brochure, a pitch
Yes.
deck, it's for the company, some factory photos, and this stuff is just so boring and nobody cares about. And I'm like, you guys got to change it up. Like people want to buy from who they know and like. And whether you're the owner of the company and the main point of contact for sales, or you have a sales team, all
Yes.
those people need to start developing a brand that's kind of like the coaches you're working with. Like, you still need those websites, you still need
Yes.
those graphics that you put out, and the marketing material. But if you're not working on building the personal brands too, you're not going to be as relevant as you could be, especially if your customers, you can go, oh well, none of my competition does this, right? They're not on there
Mhm.
doing these things. That's exactly why you should do it, because one day somebody's going to wake up and do it, and it'll be too late for you to grab that market share. So how do you work with your manufacturing brands and try to kind of convince them, like, hey, what do, or maybe not even convince, but get them on board with showcasing who they are as humans, and not just standing behind the corporate logo?
Yeah. So before I answer that question, I just kind of want to make it to where like I have another business which I have a partner, we do consulting, and that's more for the everyday person, right, that wants to build the personal brand. And then on the marketing hunters, the one that we're talking about right now, that one I work mostly just with like branding and like whatever they really want. But I do try to incorporate a lot of that stuff that we're talking about right now, the personal brand. And like with some of the people that I have, what I tell them before, like I'm in a very weird specific niche when I was in manufacturing. And I'm not going to mention it because I still have ties to like some of this stuff, right? But it's a very, very industrial product. And there was a business owner back in the 70s and 80s that made a product, sold it, came back like seven, no, not seven, like 5 years ago. And dude, his branding, literally his message, like the brochures, yes, he made brochures because he had to. He was the freaking person going out there to every single show, to every, oh, I was the maker of this thing. And he would like, he'd be a rock star, show up in leather jackets, flashy. He was the brand, dude. Like legitimately, he started taking out every other he started growing faster than people. He started getting people that were like, literally the people were going, I'm buying this product because this dude was the owner of this other brand back in the day, and this product is just as good as it, right? So when I tell my the business owners, I'm like, dude, look, like you have the same features as a lot of these other stuff. Like we're just trying to make it different in some way or another and market it that way. But imagine if they were like legitimately they just like you, and they found out that like you were a veteran and that you were like out like in Iraq fighting people. All these other big brands don't have nobody. Like these are pretty much rich, well off people that like have a company, and if they're able to relate with you with that, like they would buy with for like just on that one sole fact, they would buy your product. And when they start seeing that, they're like, okay, maybe we should put out more blogs that talk about us. Maybe we should do some interviews that talk about us, right? Maybe in the like you said, the brochures, it should have a little picture that says this is the owner, right? So we just start trying to incorporate those little tiny factors that make it more relatable and actually shows the human side of the company.
Yeah, I like your example of the guy that goes out and like, hey, I invented this product, I'm back on the market. Because people remember that. They go, yeah, this is the guy that invented this other thing, and he's back doing this,
Yes.
doing something new because his non-compete expired. And you're like, well, cool. I like that guy to begin with. I'm gonna, give it a shot. That happens so often, you hear about it. But why is that important? Because again, it goes back to that person. It's like you relate to that guy as a person, not
Yeah.
as the company logo. He didn't come back and go like, hey, I just put out the same logo with a little different color and a little
Yeah.
tweak. So it's just like the one before. It's like, no, it's me. I've always been here. Now I'm back. And
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's do it. Um, but a lot of people, I think, they're a little bit afraid to be the face of the company,
Mhm.
right? They want to have, a logo. Like the first thing you go, hey, I want to hire you guys. I want you to do some branding for me. It's like, what's the logo going to look like? What's the mission statement? What colors are we going to use? And you're like, is that really where somebody should start with their branding strategy? What do you recommend when you work with your clients that are coming on board?
I think so. It's a little maybe counterintuitive, but I think definitely so because you have to start with something that you're proud of. And when you first start, you're very self-conscious about yourself. You're not very confident about going on camera, right? So when you're able to kind of hide behind a logo, make it something that you feel proud of, that you can put on a shirt so that way when you do go on camera, right? Like I have actually, oh, I have it right here. So you see the shark in the back, right? Like you see the big shark. That's my brand. So I have it like on a hat, right? And what I would do in the beginning is like I didn't like the way my hair looked, I didn't like the way my bags looked. So I would put on my hat and I would make a video and I would show basically like me being kind of like proud of my hat, right? Proud of my apparel, and I would just make the video. And then eventually it started evolving to where I'm like, you know what, like I don't need that hat anymore. Like the brand is pretty much me. Like people see the shark in the back and they're just like, oh, dude, it's that guy, right? Like he's freaking obsessed with sharks. So that's kind of like my thing is like just start with what you're proud of, right? If you don't want to start with the logo, start with your studio. Make sure that you have a nice camera, buy a nice camera, but just be proud of what you're doing so that way you don't like doubt yourself throughout the whole process.
I like that answer, and that's something that is completely different than I've heard before. Everybody's always saying, "No, you're more important. Just get started." But you're right. When you don't have the confidence to get started, sometimes you need to do something that gives you that confidence. And I always like look good, feel good, right? So
Yes, yes,
if
yes.
you go put on something that makes you look good to you, you feel good, you feel better, you feel more confident, and you should do that. But at the flip side is there's a lot of people that will wait to get started till they have
Mhm.
it all right, till they have it all perfect. And I might look at you and I see, okay, like Ruben's sharp dressed, he's got his hair done nice, he's got a nice studio in the background. Like I can't start a podcast because I don't have all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
where do I go if I want to um kind of excuse me, what do you recommend to your clients to do when they're in that space where they're just still trying, like, hey, I need my comfy blanket, but at the same time you're like, hey, go get started. Like, where do you draw the line and get them pushed out there to start creating?
Yeah, unfortunately, and I mean, I say it unfortunately because I'm not, I'm not the person that I believe is your mindset coach, right? Like I would love to help you with that, but I'm like your branding person. But it really does start with your mind, and most people they have to get and they have to rationalize, right? They think if I put myself out there and it's not perfect, then people will judge me. They won't do business with me, and it hurts my brand. But I think if you understand going into it that as humans, we prefer progress over perfection, then you can mess up and people don't care as long as the next time it's better. And
Hmm.
it will be better. You know what I mean? Like it only happens to get better. Like you start a piano and you do 10,000 hours in, you let's say you don't become like Mozart or whatever, but you will become better. Like it's just part of the equation, right? So you have to just understand that like you have to start and it might suck, but it will get better. My first 5 podcast episodes, horrible. I almost quit on number 5. Couldn't figure out the audio, right? So you're like, Ruben, you're probably really embarrassed. Did you delete them? No, they're still up. You can go check them out. It's
Yeah,
I'm still.
I was the same way. I had a whole bunch of stuff go wrong. Audio was one of them. I'd record stuff with bad
Yes.
audio. I bought nice equipment, not super nice, but nicer equipment. And for whatever reason, the internet connection like always made it like cut out and garbled. And I was
Yes.
like, I get like, what do I do? Like, this is so frustrating. And but I've made a commitment to myself, like, hey, I'm going to do this for a period of time. And the reason I said a long enough period of time is like I wanted to, if I decided not to do it, it was because I chose not to do it. Like it wasn't for me, not because it was too hard and I kind of gave up because I used like, hey, well, I can't figure out the technology of it all, so that's why I'm not doing it. It's like, no, you use that as a crutch
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you continue with it. But if you do it for, like I said, I think 100 episodes. If I did 100 episodes, at the end of 100, I could decide like, hey, do you like doing it? Is it worth the time and the effort to go through things? And sometimes I question it. A lot of the times it's like, man, there's this podcast in the middle of the day. I gotta like be there on it. I'm kind of tired. I gotta turn it up and I gotta be ready to engage my guest. I just wish I could, call it in and call it sick, but I don't. I get on the call and it's like the conversation with that person is so much fun to be a part of that afterwards I go, yes, I love that. Like it's
Mhm.
just kind of like a fleeting moment. Like I don't really want a podcast, but then the conversation turns into something exceptional. So I do want to touch bases when we were talking about just prior to starting the show. We talked a little bit about you had been in an industry for 9 years and you were looking to expand your network. that's been a topic of mine that I say, like, if you want to be successful, you want to do something big, you have to grow a network because you need people on board to be inspired by your message to help you along the way. So what are you working on to you know, expand your where you are to where you want to go?
So this has been a very difficult thing for me to do because part of me, like, I'm young, right? And I feel very young. Like, I'm 29, but I honestly feel like I'm 18. And I always thought like, oh wow, like people are making money on YouTube and they're making money on Instagram, and I barely started like 2 years ago. So part of me still wants to like be part of that, right? Like part of me really still wants to be part of that. So I have my business side, but I also have the YouTube side, and my YouTube side basically hits like consumer electronics, which is like the vast majority of people, right? So I always try to hit almost every single aspect if I can and do it correctly. So like I figured out TikTok, I just don't like it because it requires too much of my time and creative energy. So I understand that one. I do pretty well on Instagram. I connect with a good amount of people on there, and I get clients from that because I'm connected with the right people on there, right? I like doing Facebook Lives because I feel like it's a place for me to connect with people. And then YouTube, like I said, is my place that it's finally growing, and I'm reaching like thousands of people. But Clubhouse is the newest one for networking. I've never really been a big fan of like LinkedIn because, for one, it's so saturated in the messages that everybody hates getting a message from somebody, right? So it's like if you see an ad too many times on Facebook, you're like, Facebook is full of ads, and you just hate Facebook, right? So I've
Mm.
always been like, man, how can you reach people on LinkedIn and honestly like not have them within the first 2 seconds be skeptical and just have that negative emotion attached to you, right? So Clubhouse has actually been really good because everybody there that's going on there wants to meet with people. We almost have like groups of 100 people where you get to talk, mastermind. It's like a small little conference that you get to go to, since we're not able to go to conferences right now. And the other thing that I really enjoy about it is that it's the first place that we've had that is a positive environment in which people don't see it negative in some sort of way.
Hmm. I like the idea behind Clubhouse because I'm a big LinkedIn person. I like LinkedIn because it allows you to network with people at scale. But I think the LinkedIn stuff, if you're just sitting on it and using it as a platform
Mm.
and not having real conversations with people, you're not really growing your networks and you're having these conversations. And so I've been a part of um Zoom calls or like mastermind type calls, and you're having good conversations. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out when you get a lot more minds in there chatting about a thing. And that's what I like about Clubhouse is it's kind of taken this like mastermind thing where like you got a bunch of people in a room talking about topics that you care
Hmm.
about, you're interested about, and but it's doing it at a way that you and I can't do without a lot of effort and a lot of like pull. Like we're not going to get the Shark Tank guys on a mastermind unless we pull together some funds and pay them a bunch of money. But here on Clubhouse, you can get in a room. The Shark Tank guys are there talking about. They might answer some questions you have about your business specifically. But regardless of that, like yeah, there's celebrities, there's some big names out there. The cool thing I find is that there's a bunch of people that are just beginning their business journey. They're just beginning their influencer journey. Then there's people that are, hey, I've been doing it for a few years. I've got some decent success. And then there's people that I'd say they're like micro influencer type people. They're like maybe niche famous, but they're not celebrity level famous, but they're on those groups and they're hosting it. And you have questions like, hey, like, how do I scale my business from 5 figures to 7 figures, like very
Yes.
quickly? And like you could get in a room, you could be talking, you could get advice, and you can get mentored from people. And then there's other people in that room dropping advice to you, and you might say like, hey, that was some great advice, let's connect somewhere else, and you can take those conversations into one-on-one connections. And I think that is really where the power of networking is happening in business and brands and all this stuff. Everybody's like, it's got to be business to business, business to consumer,
Hmm.
or influencer marketing. All this is like, I think at its core, it's still relationship. It's still people to
Yes.
people, and you got to get a personal connection. And we're on a Zoom call. It's good, but I'm going to tell you, if we were having a beer or a coffee in person, we'd have a deeper, stronger
Yes.
connection. I still think the socializing, all that's still got to happen. But Clubhouse has kind of allowed us to spend our time connecting with cool people. So I don't know if that's been your experience, but
Yeah, what I like about it too is you know, the concept of the law of attraction is like the more that you think about something, eventually you end up finding it, right? And for anybody who's like looking for an answer, I mean, you go in there and there's rooms on everything. And you might think like, oh, it's totally random that this room is there, right? But if you're like, oh man, I want to build a brand, or if you're like, oh man, I need to close more sales, dude, I honestly, you know, my YouTube has been sucking for months. Like, I don't know what to do. And you pop in there and you're scrolling down, you're like, oh my God, YouTube 101, like what the heck, right? And you pop in there, you're like working or whatever, because like everything's too busy. Dude, within like I have found like if you're looking for an answer within 5 minutes of any room of an answer that you're actually looking for, you hear something, it clicks in your brain, you're like, I have the answer. And it's the weirdest thing, right? Like you've been looking for that answer. You go in the room, somebody just happens to say, you're like, this is strange, man. Like,
that happens to me. Like it happens all the time. Like on we're kind of going off a little tangent with the law of attraction stuff, but like I'll be meeting with somebody like solar, right? Like this
mm,
guy's like, yeah, I want to talk about solar products. Okay, so we get on the phone. And my thing is like, hey, whenever I meet somebody, like I want to be able to make two connections and introduce them to two people that'll be beneficial for them to know.
mm,
So get on the call with this solar guy, and then not much long after that, I have another call with a guy that I knew from the industry that had just switched over into solar. And it's like, oh, here's an introduction to make here. Here's some other introductions to make. And it's just weird how that like magically happens. So a lot of times, like I'll have guests on the show and they'll be like, you know, talking like, hey, well afterwards, hey, who could I introduce you to? And they tell me who they're looking for. And I was like, okay, I don't know anybody today, but there's a good, strong possibility within like 2 or 3 days, like I'm going to have a conversation with somebody that I'm like, oh, now I need to make that match happen. It happens all the time. And you're right about those answers. They do appear, they show up. Sometimes they're right there. They've always been there. We're not ready to receive the message. I love that stuff. So I do want to ask you, what is your take on the words all in? What does all in mean to you?
So for me, it means basically figuring out what you need to do, what's going to work for you, but basically pressing with so much intensity until you find out what it is. Right? We were just talking about how like people go and they do something for a few days and then they stop, right? And you can say like, "Oh, I went all in," right? And it's like, "No, you didn't." Because you never figured out if that actually worked for you. You didn't do the 100 episodes. You didn't like literally like you did not reach out to 100 people and say, "Did you like this?" You basically said, "I didn't feel right and I chose to quit."
Mm-hmm.
So for me, all in is like eh, one of the biggest questions that people ask me is, should I do a YouTube? Should I be on Instagram? Should I do this? Should I do that? I'm like, do it. You'll find out very quickly if it's not right for you, right? And you go all in on figuring out what's going to be for you, then you find the one, then you go all in on that one, and then you just make it work. And until you like figure out how to do that and stop quitting, like I don't think that you can really say that you're all in on anything.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I like the idea of trying multiple platforms, but finding what works for you and really pushing that because I got a year ago, I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk. He's like, go on TikTok and go on LinkedIn. And I'd already had a big LinkedIn follow, not like big, but it was a few thousand people because I'd been on since
Mhm.
2008 and I just accepted every request I ever came across. It's like, hey, that's more than my Facebook page. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool. I'll start doing some more on that. And then I started doing TikTok and I just couldn't like figure out how to do it for me.
Yeah.
Like I just was like, I don't know, I can't do that, or I try to do that. And and I would get like really, really frustrated that I was like trying to figure out what worked for me and what didn't. And then I just kind of realized like, hey, this isn't, um, benefiting me mentally. It's consuming a lot of energy,
Yes.
and giving me a lot of negative energy and anxiety, and I need to drop it because I don't have it figured out. Um, so I stopped it. I stopped it for the personal brand, and I started going into LinkedIn. But what I did learn is I learned how to make TikToks. I learned
Hmm.
how to um the what works and what doesn't for other people. And so like I did I learn how to do it for me? No. Like there's probably a way I could have figured out how to do it for me, but I learned how to do it for the other people that it would work for. And then when my wife, who we just started like last week, we're doing an Etsy store, and I'm like, oh, we got to use TikTok because we can do like some behind the scenes
Yeah.
stuff, kind of cool. And it's like, hey, this is like I learned this knowledge I did and applied it, and those few TikToks I've already done have already, way beat the
Yeah.
view and engagement that when I was trying to do it for myself. So it's like it wasn't for complete waste of time, but you do have to spend the energy where it's wise and then go all in on that where you find that success.
Yeah, so like a lot of people want to do a passion project, right? And the problem with the passion project is that it doesn't pay you. So like it and then they come with the same question of like, well, how do I get rich? And it's like, well, dude, stop. Look, your passion project can come when you're rich. Like honestly, or like let's say you make six figures or you want to get to 200,000. That's when you can do your passion project because you've already funded it. You know what I mean? But if right now you're like, okay, I'm at my job and it's a 9 to 5, and it's like, well, I can't make any more money, maybe you should find another job that can make you more money. Or if you're in sales and you're like, oh, I can make commission, focus on making more commission, stackpile that cash. Once you actually don't need every single month to like be going like and working 80 hours a week because you stockpiled it, then you can start that passion project. Then it grows. That one ends up like paying you. Then you start another one. You know what I mean? But it's like you just have to be able to find out like what do you like, and ultimately, if something isn't working for you or something isn't paying you or it's too much negative energy, like you said, because I found the same thing, right? Like my TikTok is still growing because I have some good videos on there, but it's a lot of negative energy for me. I'm like,
Mhm.
dude, I'm not creative today. I need to put out a video today. I don't know what to put out. It's a lot of negative energy if you're not in that mindset of like, being fun and happy when you're doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I was going to add some, I'm drawing a blank on it. It was back to your story, like, hey, if you want to start your passion project and growing your income so that you can move into a place to do that. One of the things that I learned from a guy I had on my show, he talked about you can only reduce expenses so far, right?
Mhm.
Your profit is unlimited. So if I have $100,000, I can only reduce my expenses to $100,000, right? I can't
Mhm.
I can't increase that $100,000 back to myself any more than that maximum, but I
Yeah.
can increase my profit. So that I think applies to business. That's what he was talking about in like a business mindset. Like, hey, like you got to grow revenues to grow profits to
Yes.
that's unlimited. And if you want to grow your business, but if you apply it to yourself personally and you say like, hey, how can I find a way to um, move to the next level? And you talked about like, hey, I'm capped on what I make money wise. And it's like, okay, well, saving a few bucks here or cutting out the coffees or buying the generics versus that, it's like, yeah, you can save a little bit of money, but that's not going to do what it takes to go that next level. I say instead of spending that energy trying to save $5, spend that energy trying to say, how could I earn another $5? And
Hmm.
it starts being a little bit easier. It's that law of attraction. So if you said like, hey, um, how could I do something? And there's like little silly things that sometimes we don't think about. It's like, well, what if you bought something at the dollar store for $1 and you found like you could resell it on eBay for $5? I mean, that's a pretty good return, but it's only $5. So why would I waste my time?
Yeah.
But what if that was, $1,000 you sold for $5,000, or 10,000 bucks you sold for $50,000? When you change your mindset about it, but at the same time you go like, well, how could I start that? I don't have any money. It's like, well, do you have that dollar? No.
Yeah.
Well, where could you go look to find $1? Well, there's maybe some change in the couch, or cup holders in the car, and like all of a sudden you just you start being resourceful and you start thinking about what are those things I could attract into my life to do it. So you might not have the big dollars you're talking about to start that business. But if you start thinking like, okay, what do I have today to go to that next step? How could I get that first milestone? Okay, what could I do? Those ideas start appearing to you. And the other thing too is the people that come into your life that can help you along that way. Like, I don't know how to build my business, but I'm going to start. I know I'm going to build my business, and I know I'm going to go hang out where other people are building their businesses. And before you know it, like there's somebody else that goes like, "Hey, I see what you're doing. Did you think about doing it this way a little bit differently?" No, I didn't, but I'm going to, and that's going to make all the difference in the world. And so that law of attraction stuff is just fantastic.
Yeah, so really funny, and I'll keep it brief, but that's what happened right when they sold the business. Is I love one of my things right now is I love electronics, right? But I used to love buying shoes, and I used to have just like buying shoes, buying shoes. So I started reselling shoes, right? Like $25, I would sell them for 40, anywhere from 40 to 60. Then I was like, same thing that you said, it's too small. I don't like it, right? It's too much work. It's too small. Started selling electronics, but like iPads for $80 over to like 160, still too small. Found that I could buy furniture anywhere from $10 to $40 and then flip it from like $100 to $300. And that's
Mhm.
where I started getting excited. But I'm like, dude, that's so much work involved. And then eventually came this business. But yeah, you start with that small chunk and it just starts gradually moving up.
Awesome stuff. So let's talk real quickly about the customers you work with. We know that they're in manufacturing. They're also personal brand, or there's also coaches. But who are they psychographically, demographically, the ideal person that you love working with?
I like working with people who have generated their own sales and ultimately just want to take it to the next level. Right? It doesn't matter your age group, it doesn't matter where you're at to me, because I've noticed that I have different customers at different places and different age groups, and the one determining factor of whether they're going to succeed or not is if they're depending on me to get their sales for them. And
Hmm.
if they're depending on me to get their sales for them, then that means that they don't really want to do much of the work, and it's not going to work that way, right? As far as the manufacturing, I like working with all manufacturing. I wish I could stick to one, but I love it because I like the process more than I like the product. I like the relationships. I like the sales methodology of selling to a distributor or selling directly to a consumer, right? So I love that so much that maybe I will niche down at one point, but not yet. As for the coaches, I guess I could have said this. It's either business coaches or it's sales coaches. I don't work with health coaches. I don't work with mindset coaches or anything like that. It's you either are selling to like a business and helping a business, or you're helping them grow their sales, one or the other.
Awesome stuff. And where can people go if they want to get connected and learn more?
Yeah, so it'll be like my name right there, rubenalvarez.com. I was able to snatch up that website and I'm really happy about it. And then if they want to find me on here, it's Ruben Alvarez, or on my Instagram, it's at I am Ruben Alvarez.
Awesome stuff. So that's all linked here in the show notes. I encourage you to reach out to Ruben, get connected. Remember, it's more important to actually have a conversation. So try to engage a conversation with Ruben. And if you do, let him know you heard about him on the All In podcast with Nate Peo. So thank you, Ruben, for coming on and having a quick chat.
Yeah, thank you, Nate.